Are you paying too much for your property? Do you know that apart from the PSF that you buy, there is also the quantum effect? The quantum effect has to do with the property price that you enter at. If the quantum that you buy is close to the next asset class, then avoid buying it. For example, if you buy your HDB flat at 1.5 million, are there condos that you can buy at that price? Yes, you can say that your HDB flat is located in the central area, but it is still a HDB flat. If you compare with a condo, there is still difference when it comes to the asset class. This is like buying a car. If you buy your Hyundai at $200,000, compared with someone who buys Lexus at $200,000, regardless of how good your Hyundai is, how modern it is, how spacious it is still of a lower class compared to Lexus. I think you get my point. So this has to do with the perceived value when it comes to the asset class. This is an example of a 3-bedroom condo in the OCR area transacted around 1.5 to 1.6 million. So if you intend to buy a HDB flat around 1.3 to 1.4 million, you need to consider this. Can I just top up a little bit to buy a condo? Because you need to think about the exit. In future, are there buyers who are going to buy from me at a high price for HDB flat? Or will majority prefer to buy a condo? Next example, this is a leasehold cluster housing at about 2.8 to 2.9 million. Now if you buy a condo outside the central area at about 2.5 to 2.6 million, you need to consider this. Can I upgrade to the next asset class? Cluster housing. Now this is another example. It is also a cluster housing, but it's not leasehold, it's freehold. So if you buy a condo that's above 3 million, or if you buy a cluster housing leasehold that's above 3 million, you need to consider this. Can I get a freehold cluster housing? Or can I even get a leasehold landed housing? Now this is another example of freehold landed property. If you buy a condo or cluster housing that's close to 4 million, you need to consider this. Should I upgrade to the next asset class by topping up a little bit to get a freehold landed property? Because when you buy something at a quantum that is close to the next asset class, you need to consider how you're going to exit, because your future buyers will also be considering whether they should top up to a better asset class than buying your property. In the next part, I will talk about finding the sweet spot for each region, OCR, RCR, and CCR. If you have more questions, you can always ask a different kind of agent. I will see you in the next video.